Good afternoon from the National Weather Service Norman Forecast Office. A severe weather outbreak is expected this afternoon and tonight across much of Oklahoma and parts of North Texas. This is a briefing about our expectations for the severe weather. This was recorded around noon on Saturday, April 14th. We're expecting two waves of severe thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. Our initial risk will be with supercell thunderstorms developing later this afternoon and continuing into the evening hours. Atmospheric conditions are in line to produce dangerous storms with long-lived supercell thunderstorms producing tornadoes, very large damaging hail, and damaging straight-line winds. Currently, we are expecting thunderstorms to form along the dry line in far western Oklahoma between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m., affecting the area shaded in yellow. These supercell storms will move east and affect the counties shaded in orange along and either side of Interstate 35 and either side of Interstate 44 in the early evening to mid-evening hours, so 6 to 7 p.m. to around 10 to 11 p.m. Currently, our forecast does not indicate, our forecast models don't show a large number of storms developing, but it only takes one. And if we get one thunderstorm to develop in the environment that's over the area today, it will quickly become severe and quickly become a dangerous supercell storm. This is the kind of day where we can have significant tornadoes. We had several tornadoes across the area yesterday. These are different kinds of tornadoes today if they get going, and these could be on the ground for a considerable period of time and produce considerable damage if they impact communities or buildings, infrastructure, and things like that. So this is a serious situation this afternoon. You want to stay in very close touch with and pay very close attention to the weather. That's round one. Round two happens overnight tonight when thunderstorms develop into a line of thunderstorms. And sometimes when we see a line of storms develop, we breathe a sigh of relief that the big threat is over. Not tonight. Tonight we're going to be worried about a dangerous line of thunderstorms producing the big threat will be damaging winds, 70 to 80 miles an hour or more. That will do damage just like a tornado will. The buildings don't care if we call it straight line winds or tornado winds. It's going to cause damage. Hail up to golf ball size, and there could be even be some embedded small tornadoes within this line of thunderstorms. Those are very, very difficult to detect and almost impossible to see. So you're going to want to pay very close attention to the weather. These overnight storms are concerning us because you could have a situation where if you're not paying attention to the weather, or if your power goes out, or if you're sleeping and these storms come through, you're not going to get the warning. So you need to be sure that your NOAA weather radio is working and ready to go for these storms later tonight, and that will continue all through the overnight hours and into the daytime hours on Sunday, it looks like. We're expecting a long day of warnings and watches here at the Weather Service office in Norman, and it's a very dynamic situation, something you're going to want to pay very, very close attention to. Stay in touch with your local weather all through today. Check the latest forecasts and outlooks often. Things are going to be changing by the minute today. So don't check the weather and leave your computer or television for 4 hours and not check again. It's going to be tough if you're out, if you're on the road, if you're at a sporting event, if you're doing things away from home, but you definitely want to pay attention. The later in the day we get, the more serious the storms may get. So if we get after, I would want to be in a position where I'm going to be kind of sitting by 3 o'clock this afternoon and not moving around too much, just because you don't want to be on the road. There's going to be a lot of traffic today with lots of storm chasers and lots of people looking at the storms. Unfortunately, that could cause some traffic problems. You need to be thinking right now about your severe weather safety plan. We hope you thought about it in the days preceding this as we talked about storms coming, but this is the time, if you haven't already done it, know what you're going to do, where you're going to go, and how you're going to get there if you need to take cover. And then think about how you're going to be able to hear those watches and warnings if you're away from home. National Weather Service will be monitoring this continuously through the afternoon and providing more updates as needed.